What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dawson from D&D TV. I hope y'all are doing well. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for the support. Let's get into this, y'all. Look, this story is coming out of Baltimore, Maryland, of this 18-year-old young man here, James Arthur House Jr. Now, James Arthur House Jr. was arrested because he confessed to the murder of Jessica Gibson, 35 years old, who was a mother of 4. He raped her, he strangled her, and proceeded to rape her even after she was dead. Can somebody please tell me what's going on with our young people? This is insane. I'm gonna let y'all watch these videos and I will be back with my commentary at the end.
Well, days after workers discovered a woman's body near Port Discovery downtown, police say they have her killer in custody. A teenager turned himself in, confessing to the crime. WJZ is live at City Police Headquarters. Kimberly Eden explains the motive is still a mystery. Kimberly?
And Denise, police say the 18-year-old confessed to raping and strangling a woman to death and then sexually assaulting her body. But why he did it, they can't say. Tucked on a side street along Port Discovery, a gruesome discovery. Last Wednesday, workers found a woman raped and strangled to death. Now police say they've got her killer, 18-year-old James Arthur House.
His confession was complete. Very sadly.
Before 35-year-old Jessica Gibson's death was even ruled a crime, police started releasing surveillance videos. Taken inside a downtown convenience store, they show House in the checkout line. Officers say the teenager saw those videos on social media and turned himself in. Police say this wasn't a random crime. The victim and her killer did know each other, but what exactly their relationship was, officers can't say.
She had some of life's issues going on, but that doesn't, of course, make her any less of a victim.
Gibson was homeless at the time, staying in a shelter across the street from where House allegedly abandoned her body, behind a pile of pallets on East Coast Greenway. He's now accused of murder and rapes occurring both before and after her death.
Our victim was sexually assaulted in a most brutal way.
Horrific crimes, police say House copped to. The first arrest on his adult rap sheet landing him a dozen charges, and what led up to it all, still a mystery. And police say House is not homeless. Again, how he knew the victim is still unclear, but police tell us she was a mother of 4. Reporting live from police headquarters, I'm Kimberly Eaton, WJZ Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Kimberly. Police first investigated Gibson's death as suspicious before the medical examiner ruled it a homicide late last week.
We have new information about the homeless woman murdered last week in downtown Baltimore. An 18-year-old man is being held without bail in the death of 35-year-old Jessica Gibson, who was the mother of 4. John Rydell has spoken with friends and family of the victim.
Well, family and friends of Jessica Gibson say they are still in a state of shock following news of her violent death, which occurred late last week on this side street between East Baltimore and East Lombard Street. But they want the public to know that there was much more to Jessica's life than how she died.
She was a mother, she was a daughter, she was a friend. She was the type of person, she would give you the shirt off of her back.
But longtime friend Justin Ciccone says Jessica Gibson, like many young people, fell into a cycle of addiction. But he says that does not in any way justify her tragic death.
Everybody goes through things, but to die the way that she did is just, it's tragic.
Well, I spoke to a couple of managers of clubs on the block, and they confirmed that Jessica Gibson had been a dancer on the block on and off for several years, but they say she was let go because of ill health. Still, they say they are grateful that police have made a quick arrest in this case.
All right, y'all, let's go in. First of all, I want to give my condolences out to the family and friends of Jessica Gibson. This is just very sad, and also to her children who were already in a situation with her in the homeless shelter, who are now going to have to transition possibly into child protective services if no one is there to care for those kids. It did not mention anything about their fathers or other family members. So, you know, that's going to be another situation in itself. Now, this young man, James Arthur House Jr. had no prior adult criminal history, is now charged with 12 criminal counts in relation to this incident, including first and second degree murder, first and second degree rape, 4 sex offense charges, perverted practice, 2 assault charges, and reckless endangerment. Now, the perverted practice, I already knew what that was, and that was necrophilia, because he did have sex with this woman after he killed her. And in Maryland, I looked up that is Title 3, Subtitle 3, Sexual Crimes, Section 3-322, unnatural and perverted sexual practices. That's basically necrophilia. You're having sex with a person after they're dead or doing something with an animal. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I've often said that Americans and people in general, now more than ever, it seems like everybody is over-sexualized. I mean, sex is everywhere. You can be looking on, Expedia, a trip to New York, a trip to California, anywhere, a trip to Singapore, and it's something just pops up. Some sex ad pops up. I mean, they're throwing sex at us everywhere. And to me, I think these young kids, especially in his age bracket, they get it so bad, especially if they're not teaching these kids about sexual education. And some of them don't understand what is appropriate sex behavior, what's deviant and what's not. And I think sex education is so important, especially, bruh, if you're an 18-year-old young man and you're having sex with a dead corpse, that is deep. That is really deep. That is really deep. And I'm saying this because he is not the only one. There are tons of people who have done this or who do this or who do the date rape thing because they don't want the person to be conscious. They want them to be unconscious. What's the football player who was on ESPN? I used to, what's his name? Darren Sharpton went to jail for that. Went to jail for putting sleeping pills or whatever, slipping the girls the Quaaludes or whatnot, and then in order to have sex with them, and people looking at him like, man, why you need somebody to be unconscious? People do stuff like this. Now, that's not necrophilia, but it's still nasty because it's like you want the person to be knocked out cold like a date rape, like a dead corpse, so you can, come on, that's disgusting. I don't get that. Why would you want that? Is disgusting. You should want somebody to talk back to you if you having sex, not for them to be dead or unconscious or date raping them. Come on, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. And for him to be 18 years old and to have that in his mind, that goes back to how everybody is over sexualized, and a lot of this stuff that they're seeing, how porn is just what they're seeing in the porn industry. Those people have no limits. They don't care about you. They don't care about what you're looking at. They'll push it and push it and push it and push it because they know y'all gonna buy it. That's why the porn industry makes more than the NBA, the NFL, and the National Baseball League. Look it up. The porn industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I did my senior exit project in college on it. It is, and it's still going. People are gonna fund what they want to do. And a lot of people indulge in it. And I think that a lot of times, because young people are so, and people in general, not just young, are so, exposed to this, we see things like this happen where people act out their deviant behavior, and it many times put people, they'll kill people in order to do that. And that's exactly what he did, which is completely horrible. It's a heinous crime. It's disgusting. Also, in the news clippings, you all did hear the reporters say that these two had some type of, relationship, meaning they knew each other because they had talked before. And they're still trying to figure out, was it a sexual relationship? Was it just a, passing by type thing? He passed by and just held quick conversation with her. Some type of way these two knew each other. Now, if Jessica, having worked with people who have been in homeless shelter, transitional housing and all that kind of stuff. And, I wouldn't even be surprised if Jessica has some mental illness. It does not say that, but I'm just saying from the background and everything she went through with the drugs, usually a lot of that does follow. Now, for her being in a homeless shelter or something like that, a lot of those people in those transitional housing, group homes, homeless shelters and places like that, they socialize with anybody in the neighborhood. A lot of them, if they don't have money, they panhandle, they ask people for money. I mean, a lot of those people, that's how they do. And I've worked with clients who are like that too. They don't care who you are. They'll just spark a conversation with you. So that could have been the nature of her relationship, or just socializing with James Arthur House. But whatever that was, it's something that the cops are still trying to figure out. Why would he just do this to her? And to me, I think a lot of people, they look at homeless people, they look at people with mental illness, they look at people who have addictions and drugs, people who are down on their luck, like the police stated, and they treat them like they're trash. They treat them like they're not human. And a lot of people do that. And I know some people may say, well, why didn't her family help her out? And if she had all these issues and she was a stripper and all this, no matter what she did in her past, she's still a human. And that doesn't mean she deserves to die for it. And there are a lot of people who are homeless, who have mental illness, a lot of people who are on drugs, who have family members who live total opposite. They're doing good, they're successful. And many of those family members have tried to help their loved ones who are in those situations, but some of them refuse it. Some people have helped until they can't help anymore because the person keeps relapsing, or they keep going out, getting back into illegal activity or doing what they want to do. So we can't say that she doesn't have family or friends who tried to help her in that situation. And then some people just want to do it on their own. You can't at all take people's choices. People are going to do what they want to do. But the sad thing is this girl had to lose her life at the hands of a young man that she once socialized with, and we're still trying to figure out what their relationship was. Now, James House was ordered held without bail, and he's still locked up in a Maryland jail, which is where he needs to stay until he goes to prison for a very long time for what he did to Jessica Gibson. And I guess I want the women out there to really take a look at this man, because this young man could have been dating y'all daughter, your niece, could have been dating y'all, because Jessica was 35, and we all know there are some women who date younger, and they do date 18 and 19. Trust me, I've seen that happen before. But y'all gotta be careful, all of us, with the people we mentor, the people we socialize with the people we allow in our lives, just people in general. Because we don't know what's in people's mind. We don't know what people will do. Until next time, it's your guy Dawson. Y'all take care of yourself and each other. Take care of your kids too. Talk to your kids about everything. Please talk to your kids about everything. This is a cruel world out here. And mama and daddy can't be with them everywhere they go. And y'all need to get them heads up about everything. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Peace.